Hey friends, it's Kevin here from Diary of a Jabba Yogi. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you haven't been here before, please hit subscribe downstairs. Today we're going to be looking at some of the more subtle practices with yoga. These are things that you could do either before or after your practice, or if you're not used to the practice of yoga at all, it's something that you can look at starting with, and as you progress, start to build a practice up around it. Today we're going to be looking at Pawanmuktasana, which is a series of basic postures that was given to us by the Bihar School of Yoga. It's really quite essential for finding the connection between mind, body, and flow with the breath. It comes from the Sanskrit Shashukshma Vayayama, which means subtle exercise. Saraswati has broken these exercises up into three groups. One that looks at mobility and anti-rheumatoid action, another one that looks at digestion, and the third that looks at the prana or the energy connection through the body. So let's go down that rabbit hole, grab your mat and join me for this practice. First practice is toe bending. Sit in the base position with the legs outstretched and the feet slightly apart. Place the hands beside and slightly behind the buttocks. Lean back a little bit, using the arms to support the back. Keep the spine nice and straight as possible. Be aware of your toes and move the toes of both feet slowly backwards and forwards, keeping the feet upright and the ankles relaxed and motionless. Hold each pose for a few moments. Inhale as the toes move backwards and exhale as the toes move forward. Repeat this 10 times. Your awareness must be on the breath, the mental counting, and the stretching sensations produced by the movement. Practice number 2 is ankle bending. Remain in the base position with the feet slightly apart. Slowly move both feet forward and backwards, bending them from the ankle joints. Try to stretch the feet forward to touch the floor and then draw them back towards the knees. Hold each position. As you inhale, move the feet forward. As you exhale, move the feet backwards. Repeat this 10 times. Your awareness is on the breath, the mental counting, and the stretch in the foot, the ankle, the calf, and the leg muscles. Our third practice is an ankle rotation. We're going to remain in the base position. Separate the legs a little, but still keeping them straight. Keep the heels on the ground throughout this practice. Our first stage is slowly rotating the right foot clockwise from the ankle. Do this 10 times and repeat it 10 times anti-clockwise. Repeat the same procedure with the left foot. Once you've done both, place the feet together and then slowly rotate both feet together in the same direction, keeping them in contact with each other. Don't allow the knees to move. Practice this 10 times clockwise and 10 times anti-clockwise. Our third stage is to keep the feet separated and slowly rotate both feet from the ankles together, but in opposite directions. The big toes should touch ever so slightly as the inward stroke comes past each foot. Do 10 rotations in one direction and 10 rotations in the opposite. Our fourth practice is the ankle crank. Remain in the base position. Bend the right knee and bring the right foot up towards the buttock. Turn the knee out to the side and place the foot on top of the left thigh. Make sure the ankle is far enough down the thigh to be free for rotation. Hold the right ankle with the right hand to support the ankle. Hold the toes of the right foot with the left hand. With the aid of the left hand, slowly rotate the right foot. Repeat this 10 times clockwise and 10 times anti-clockwise. Inhale on the upward movement and exhale on the downward movement. Practice 5 is kneecap contraction. Stay in the base position. Contract the muscles surrounding the right knee, drawing the kneecap back towards the thigh. Hold the concentration for about 3 to 5 seconds, counting mentally. Release the contraction and let the kneecap return to its normal position. Practice this 5 times. Repeat with the left kneecap 5 times and then do both kneecaps together. Inhale while contracting, hold the breath during the contraction, and exhale while you relax the knee muscles. Your awareness should be on the breath, the mental counting, and the contraction. Moving on to practice number 6, our knee bending. Stay in the base position. Bend the right knee and clasp the hands right underneath the right thigh. Straighten the right leg, pulling up the kneecap. Keep the hands under the thigh, but straighten the arms. Don't allow the heel or the toes to touch the floor. Bend the right leg at the knee so that the thigh comes close to the chest and the heel comes close to the buttocks. Keep the head and the spine straight. This is 1 round. Practice 10 rounds with the right leg and then 10 rounds with the left leg. Inhale while straightening the leg and exhale while bending the leg. While bending the knee, the hands can also clasp around the lower shin. The thigh is then pressed into the abdomen, helping release wind from this area. We double this up for practice number 7. Sitting in the base position, place both palms flat on the floor at the side and slightly in front of the buttocks. Bend both knees together and place the feet on the floor right in front of the buttocks. Straighten the legs and raise the feet so that they're about 8 centimeters off the floor in our final position. Then point the toes forward. The hands and arms should support and maintain stability of the body. Try and keep the head and the spine upright. Remain in this position for a second. Bend the knees and then bring the knees back into the starting position, keeping the heels slightly above the floor. Draw the toes back towards the shins, and this is 1 round. Practice 5 to 10 rounds, keeping the heels off the floor throughout the whole practice. Inhale while straightening the legs, exhale while bending the legs. Feel free to take the hands and clasp them underneath the thighs. This is also a good preparation for our boat pose. Practice 8 is the knee crank. Sit in the base position. Bend the right leg at the knee as described in practice 6 and place the hands underneath the right thigh. Interlock the fingers or cross the arms holding the elbows. Raise the right foot from the ground. Rotate the lower leg from the knee in a large circular movement. Try not to straighten the leg at the top from the upward movement. The upper leg and the trunk should remain completely still. Rotate 10 times clockwise and then 10 times anti-clockwise. Then repeat this with the left leg. Inhale on the upward motion, exhale on the downward motion. Your awareness should be on the breath and the movement and the perfection of the circular rotation. Practice number 9 is the half butterfly. Sit in the base position. Bend the right leg and place the right foot as far up on top of the left thigh as possible. Place the right hand on top of the bent right knee. Hold the toes of the right foot with the left hand. This is our starting position. Stage 1, we breathe with synchronization. While breathing in, gently move the right knee up towards the chest. Breathing out, gently push the knee down and try and touch the knee to the floor. The trunk should not move. Do not force this movement in any way. The leg muscles should be passive, the movement being achieved by the exertion of the right arm. Slowly practice 10 up and 10 down. Your awareness once again on the breath and the rotation or the movement of the hip joint and the relaxation of the inner thigh muscles. Stage 2 of this is breathing without the synchronization. You can remain in the same position with the right leg on top of the left thigh. Relax the right leg muscles as much as possible and push the right knee down with the right hand and try and touch the floor. Don't strain. Let the knee spring up by itself. The movement is achieved by the use of the right arm only. Practice about 30 up and down motions in quick succession. Breathing should be normal and unrelated to the practice. Repeat stages 1 and 2 with the left leg. This is an excellent preparatory practice for loosening the knee and the hip joints for meditative poses. Practice number 10 is the hip rotation. Sit in the same starting position for Asana 9 with the right leg on the left thigh. Use the muscles of the right arm and rotate the right knee in a circle, trying to make the circular movement as large as possible. The index finger may be pointed out and used as a guide to try and get the circular motion as perfect as possible. Practice 10 rotations clockwise and then 10 rotations anti-clockwise. When you are done, straighten the legs slowly. Repeat on the left-hand side. Practice 11 is the full butterfly. Sit in the base position. Bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet together, keeping the heels as close to the body as possible. Fully relax the inner thigh muscles. Clasping the feet with both hands, gently bounce the knees up and down, using the elbows as levers to press the legs down, trying to touch the knees to the ground on the downstroke. Try not to use any force and practice 30 to 50 up and down motions. Once you're done, we keep the soles of the feet together and place the hands on the knees. Using the palms, gently push the knees down towards the floor, allowing them to spring back up again. Don't force this movement. Repeat it 20 to 30 times. Straighten out the legs when you're done and allow them to relax. Moving to the upper body, we move into practice number 12, which is our hand clenching. Stay seated in your base posture or feel free to cross the legs. Hold the arms straight in front of the body at shoulder level. Open up the hands, palms down, and stretch the fingers as wide as possible. Close the fingers to make a tight fist with a thumb on the inside. The fingers should be slowly wrapped around the thumb. Again, open up the hands and stretch out the fingers. We're going to do this 10 times. Inhale as you open the hands and exhale as you close the hands. Practice 13 is wrist bending. Remain in the base position or sitting cross-legged. Stretch out the arms in front of the body at shoulder level, and keeping the palms open and the fingers straight throughout the entire practice, bend the hand backwards from the wrist as if pressing the palms against a wall with the fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Bend the hands forward from the wrists so that the fingers then point towards the floor. Keep the elbows straight throughout the whole process. Do not bend the knuckle joints or the fingers. Repeat this 10 times. Inhale with a backwards movement and exhale with a forward movement. Practice 14 is the wrist joint rotation. Remain in the base position or just sitting comfortably as long as your back is straight. Extend the right arm forward at shoulder level and make a fist with the right hand with the thumb inside. The left hand may be used to support if necessary. This is the starting position. Slowly rotate the fist around the wrist, ensuring that the palm faces downwards through the whole rotation. The arms and the elbows should remain perfectly straight and still. Make as large a circle as possible. Practice this 10 times clockwise and then 10 times anti-clockwise, repeating the same for the left side. Once you're done, extend both arms in front of the body with the fists clenched. Keep the arms straight at shoulder level and rotate the fists together in the same direction. Practice this 10 times in each direction. Stage 3, we'll do the same, but rotate the fists in opposite directions. Once again, we practice this 10 times in each direction. Practice 15 is elbow bending. Stretch the arms out in front of the body at shoulder level. The hands should be open with the palms facing up. Bend the arms at the elbows and touch the fingers to the shoulders. Straighten the arms again. Inhale while straightening the arms and exhale while bending the arms. Do this, I'll say 10 times. Practice 16 is the shoulder socket rotation. Remaining in your base position, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the hands above the head, and then bending at the elbows, allow the fingertips to touch hold of the shoulders. Drawing Circles with the elbows rotate through the whole shoulder joint. Do this forward and backwards 10 times per side. Inhaling on the upward stroke and exhaling on the downward stroke. Your awareness is on the breath, the counting, and the stretching sensation that runs through the shoulder joint. In practice 17, we move into the neck. Sit in the base position or a cross-legged pose with the hands resting on the knees in Shin Mudra. That's the index finger and the thumb touching, the palms facing the sky. Close your eyes. Slowly move the head forward and try and touch the chin down towards the chest. Move the head as far back as comfortable. Try not to strain. Try to feel the stretch of the muscles in the front of the back of the neck, the loosening of the vertebra. Do this 10 times, inhaling on the backwards movement and exhaling on the forwards movement. Stage 2 requires you to remain in the same position, keeping the eyes closed. Face directly forward, relax the shoulders. Slowly move the head to the right and try and touch the right ear to the right shoulder without turning the head or raising the shoulders. Move the head then to the left side and try and touch the left ear to the left shoulder. This is 1 round. Don't strain, and touching the shoulder is not a necessity. Do this 10 times to each side, inhaling on the upward movement and exhaling on the downward movement. The third stage, we remain in the base position. Keep the head upright and the eyes closed. Gently turn the head to the right so that the chin is in line with the shoulder. Feel the release of tension in the neck muscles and the loosening of the neck joints. Slowly turn the head to the left as far as is comfortable. Don't strain. Practice this 10 times on each side, inhaling while turning to the front and exhaling while turning to the side. Remember, it's very important that you do not strain. All of the nerves connecting the different organs and limbs pass through the neck. Therefore, the muscles of the neck and the shoulders accumulate tension, especially after prolonged work. All of these asanas help release tension and heaviness and stiffness from the neck and the shoulder region.